So, Drew, one question that clients ask us about is pensions. If somebody has a pension, what should they know about their pension and what should they think about as they plan for retirement?
Yeah, makes sense. If somebody does have access to a pension, there's normally two different ways they can access that. The first one is to take monthly income payments for a specified amount of time. And kind of underneath that are normally a few different options about how long those payments will last. The second option is to take the entire accrued amount at one time, and then you have the option to do a couple different things with that.
Awesome. Let's dive into both those options a little bit more. Let's start with the monthly income. What are our options for that?
The first one is very kind of simple. It's you get monthly payments for the rest of your life, and when you pass away, those payments stop. The second option is normally with a beneficiary option. So what that means is you can access monthly payments from the pension for as long as you live. And then if your spouse lives longer than you, they will continue to get monthly payments for their life as well. And sometimes there's a third option there called period certain. And what that means is if you were to turn on monthly payments for as long as you live, well, what happens if you only live 2 or 3 years? You really haven't maximized your monthly payments for the total balance of the pension. So what you can do is select a period certain option. And it's normally about 10 years. But what that means is you will turn on monthly payments for as long as you live, guaranteed for at least 2 years. So if you were to pass away in less than 10 years, your beneficiary would actually receive those payments until we get to that 10-year mark. And sometimes that makes folks feel a little bit more comfortable in taking their monthly payment because they know it's going to last at least for a certain amount of time.
What about the lump sum option? What does that mean?
Yeah, so the lump sum option, what that is when you retire, companies will show you what the entire accrued amount of your pension is. And you have the option to take that in one payment, roll it into an individual retirement account, and that allows you a little bit more flexibility because you can then customize the investment options that are in there, and you can access the income when you want on your schedule based on your need. So whereas the opposite of that is if you keep it in the pension, you're relying on whatever the people running the pension decide it should be invested in. And you're also reliant on whatever they tell you your monthly income is going to be. You can take the full accrued amount of the pension at one time, and you can roll it into an individual retirement account. And that allows you the flexibility to choose investments that are really the right fit for you, and then to access income from it when you need it, rather than just having your company send you a monthly payment for whatever amount they've decided you should get.
That's great. Thank you. What about the option to have an early pension buyout? Sometimes clients receive these letters a little earlier in their career before they're ready for retirement. What does that mean? What should somebody think about?
It's actually fairly common for companies to do that. We all know that fewer and fewer companies are offering pensions, and there are a number of reasons for that. So companies will sometimes send these pension buyout offers to participants because they want to get that pension off of their books. It's much easier for them to pay you out. So they will offer you the opportunity to take your accrued balance in one lump sum because it's a little bit easier for the company to kind of get rid of that responsibility. You can take your money and they don't have to worry about administering those monthly payments to you. That can be a really good option if you are someone that, again, wants to have the ability to customize your own investments from it, access income from it when you need it, rather than only having that option to receive those monthly payments in whatever amount the company decides that it can pay you.
What happens to my pension if my company has financial difficulties or if I'm worried about the prospect?
Yeah, look, that's a real concern. I think there's probably an important differentiation we want to make there. One, if a company is not in good financial health, it may not necessarily impact the pension balance because a lot of times the company and the pension are two completely different entities. So if something were to happen to the company itself, many times the pension is still viable, still fully funded. So you receiving your pension will not be impacted by that. If there was a worst case scenario where the pension was not fully funded, there is a government entity that a lot of times will step in to guarantee the payments to folks that have a pension. It's not in all cases, but a lot of times they will step in to make sure that the folks that have earned their pension receive either the lump sum or the monthly payments.
It's been really helpful. What should somebody do if they have more questions or want help understanding their options?
Yeah, absolutely. And to go a little bit deeper on that, really important that when somebody's making a selection, they truly understand what's the best fit for them. This is not a one size fits all. So there are a lot of things you want to take into consideration before you decide how you want to access your pension. So I suggest reaching out to us at our website, sideswealth.com. You can even shoot us a message through our email box, which is info@sideswealth.com, or simply just call the office. We're happy to walk through your individual scenario and help you kind of decide what would be the right fit for you.
Awesome. Thanks, Drew.
Absolutely.